The god of dreams, Aaron, floated above the vast tapestry of slumbering souls. His ethereal form shimmered like stardust, his eyes glimmering with the colors of the night sky. Aaron's domain was the dreaming, a boundless expanse where every heart was connected by a silver thread, linking each soul to its deepest desires and fears. It was a world he had woven from the fabric of dreams, a place where every sleeping mind could explore its true potential. Tonight, Aaron hovered above the network of dreams, sensing a ripple of unrest. He reached out, touching a thread with his fingertips. It pulsed with the heartbeat of a young woman, her emotions leaking into the dreaming like drops of ink in water. He followed the thread, slipping seamlessly into a dream. The world around him shifted, morphing into a dense forest. Aaron could hear the whispers of the wind, the creaking of ancient trees. He saw her, Lena, a woman standing alone in a clearing, her face etched with worry. In her hand, she held a lantern that flickered uncertainly. "Who's there?" Lena called out, her voice trembling. Aaron stepped forward, his presence like a gentle breeze. "You are lost, dreamer, but it is not the forest that confuses you, is it?" Lena looked at him, his eyes widening. "I don't know who you are, but this place, I've been here before. It feels like a memory, but I can't place it." Aaron nodded, watching the trees shift and sway, revealing glimpses of her past. A childhood home, a figure she once loved, shadows of her fear. "You stand at a crossroads, Lena. You're searching for something, but you're afraid to confront it." The lantern in her hand flickered, then dimmed. Lena looked at it, her expression pained. "I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm trapped in this cycle, chasing a light that keeps fading away." Aaron reached out, touching the lantern. It flared to life, casting a warm glow over the clearing. "The light is your own potential, Lena. It dims because you doubt yourself. You must face your fear to find what you seek." Lena hesitated, staring into the flame. The forest around her began to dissolve, replaced by the face of a young girl, her younger self. The child looked up at her with wide, hopeful eyes. "You've forgotten your dream," Aaron said softly, "but they haven't forgotten you." Tears welled up in Lena's eyes as she knelt down, embracing the child. The light of the lantern grew brighter, illuminating the darkness. "I remember now," Lena whispered. "I wanted to be a healer, to help others find their way." Aaron nodded, his smile tender. "You still can. Your dreams, they're a path back to yourself." The dream faded and Aaron stepped back into the tapestry. The thread that connected Lena to the dreaming glowed brighter now, pulsing with new life. Aaron moved on, knowing his work was far from done. Tonight he had reminded one soul of its purpose, but countless others still drifted, lost in the labyrinth of their own minds. Aaron drifted deeper into the web of dreams, his form dissolving into a mist as he followed a new thread. This one throbbed with intensity, a rapid pulse that spoke of conflict and struggle. He entered the dream, stepping into a battlefield lit by a blood-red moon. The clash of steel and the cries of warriors filled the air. Aaron's gaze fell on a lone figure at the center of the chaos. A man clad in armor, his sword swinging with practiced precision. The man's face was set in a grim line, sweat and dirt streaked across his brow. "You fight tirelessly, yet the battle never ends," Aaron said, his voice cutting through the din like a whisper in the storm. The warrior paused, looking around wildly. "Who speaks? Show yourself." Aaron stepped into view, the noise of the battlefield doling around him. "You are Darius, a soldier who dreams of victory. But tell me, who are you fighting?" Darius' sword dropped to his side, his chest heaving with exhaustion. "I don't know," he admitted. "I fought this battle night after night. I wake up drenched in sweat, but I never win." Aaron moved closer, his eyes piercing into Darius' soul. "This is not a battle against enemies. It's a battle against yourself." The battlefield shifted, the soldiers and weapons dissolving like smoke. The scene changed to a quiet, empty home. A woman's voice called out, echoing softly. Darius flinched, turning away. "You've been running from this," Aaron said. "You left your family behind, seeking glory in the war, but what you truly fear is facing them, facing the life you abandoned." Darius sank to his knees, his armor clattering against the stone floor. "I thought I was protecting them. I thought I was doing the right thing." "You sought purpose in the fight," Aaron replied, his tone gentle. "But the real victory lies in healing the wounds of your past." The dream transformed once more. Darius was standing in a sunlit field, a child running towards him, arms outstretched. The warrior's stern face softened, tears welling up in his eyes as he knelt to embrace the child. "I've been gone too long," Darius whispered, clutching the boy tightly. Aaron watched, satisfaction warming in his chest. Your dreams are not just battles to be fought, they are paths to the truths you have buried. As the dream ended, Aaron stepped back into the tapestry of dreams, feeling the pulse of Darius' thread slow to a calm rhythm. He had faced his fears, and in doing so, had found the seed of his own healing. Aaron continued his journey, the tapestry of dreams shimmering around him. There were many more souls to guide, many more seeds to nurture. Aaron floated along the silver threads of the dreaming, feeling the energy pulse like the beating of 1,000 hearts. He sensed a new thread tugging at his consciousness, a faint, flickering presence on the verge of disappearing. He followed it, slipping into the dream with the ease of a breeze passing through an open window. He found himself standing in a dark, empty room. The walls were bare, and the only light came from a single candle burning low on a cluttered desk. In the center of the room sat an old man, his back hunched and his hands trembling as he held a paintbrush. He dipped it into a pot of black ink, but his strokes were hesitant, incomplete. You once painted with the colors of the dawn, Aaron said softly, stepping closer. Now your canvas is filled with shadow. The old man looked up, startled. His eyes were clouded, as if he were staring into a faraway place. Who are you? He asked, his voice burdened with age. I am the god of dreams, Aaron replied, and I've come to help you remember. The man's face crumpled with sorrow. There's nothing left to remember. I was once an artist, but I lost my gift. Now I paint only darkness. Aaron waved his hand, and the room began to change. Colors seeped into the walls, vibrant and alive. They swirled around the old man, painting scenes of lush gardens, rolling hills, and golden sunsets. They were the memories of his youth, Aaron realized, visions of a world he had captured on canvas long ago. You see, Aaron said gently, the colors still live inside you. You've just forgotten how to reach them. The old man stared at the scenes unfolding around him, his eyes wide with wonder. I used to paint with so much joy, he whispered, but time took it from me. The world changed and I lost my way. Time may dull the colors, Aaron said, but it cannot erase the essence of who you are. Your dreams hold the key to your true self. The old man's hand steadied, and he dipped his brush into a vibrant red. He began to paint, the strokes confident and full of life. He painted the sunrise, the same one he had captured on the canvas decades ago, the light spilling across the walls like a living memory. Tears welled up in the old man's eyes as he watched the colors bloom. I thought it was gone forever, he said, his voice choked with emotion. It was never gone, Aaron said, smiling softly. It was simply waiting for you to believe in it again. The dream began to fade, the colors dissolving into the darkness. Aaron stepped back, watching as the old man's thread in the tapestry pulsed with a new vibrant energy. He had reconnected with his passion, the seed of creativity sprouting once more. Aaron drifted away, satisfied. He knew that when the artist awoke, he would pick up his brush again, ready to paint the world anew. Aaron felt a tug on the threads of the dreaming, a light and innocent presence unlike the others. He followed it, slipping into a new dream. He found himself standing on the edge of a wide meadow filled with the flowers that simmered like tiny stars. Laughter echoed across the field, and Aaron spotted a young girl chasing a butterfly, her smile radiant and pure. The girl, no older than 6, stopped when she saw him. Who are you? She asked, tilting her head. I'm Aaron, he replied with a smile. I'm the god of dreams. What is your name? Emmy, she said proudly. This is my meadow. I come here every night. It's where I play. Aaron knelt down, looking into her bright, curious eyes. You created a beautiful place, Emmy. But tell me, why do you play here alone? The girl's smile faltered, and she looked away. I don't have anyone to play with. In the real world, I'm sick. I can't leave my bed, so I come here instead. Aaron's heart ached for her. He understood now this was her escape, a place where she could run free, away from the pain of her waking life. He reached out, brushing his fingers across a flower, making it glow brighter. You are very strong, Emmy, Aaron said softly, stronger than many who are older than you. You found a way to keep hope alive, even when things are hard. Emmy's eyes lit up. I like it here. It's my happy place. But sometimes I get scared that I'll wake up and it'll be gone. Aaron placed a hand on her shoulder, the touch light as a dream. This place is a part of you, Emmy. It's made of your hope, your joy, your imagination. It'll never leave you. The meadow around them began to change, the flowers blooming even more vibrantly, the sky above them filling with a golden light. Aaron guided Emmy to a small pond in the center of the field. The water was crystal clear, reflecting her image back at her. "What do you see?" Aaron asked. Emmy stared at her reflection and looked up at Aaron with wide eyes. "I see me, but I look strong. I look happy." "That's who you really are," Aaron said gently, "and that part of you will always be here, no matter what happens in the waking world." Emmy hugged him suddenly, her small arms wrapping around his neck. "Thank you, Aaron." He hugged her back, feeling the purity of her gratitude. "You're welcome, little dreamer." As the dream began to fade, Aaron stepped back, watching Emmy run through the meadow one last time. He knew that when she awoke, she would carry a piece of this place with her, a small, bright light to guide her through the darkness. Aaron floated above the dreaming, surveying the web of connected hearts. He had guided many souls tonight, helping them uncover their hidden truths. Yet, he felt a disturbance, something deeper, more profound than any single thread. It was as if an entire network of dreams was vibrating, resonating with a shared fear and uncertainty. Aaron knew he needed to follow it, to enter a collective dream unlike any he had ever encountered before. He closed his eyes and allowed himself to be pulled into the center of the disturbance. When he opened his eyes, he found himself standing in a vast, shadowed landscape. It was an amalgamation of countless dreams, a cityscape crumbling into a forest, waves crashing into a desert, a sky both stormy and clear. It was the shared subconscious of humanity, a place where the deepest fears and hopes intertwined. Aaron walked forward, his feet leaving no mark on the shifting ground. As he moved, the shadows parted to reveal a crowd of people. Men, women, and children of all ages. They were gathered in silence, their faces filled with a mix of wonder and dread. At the center of the crowd stood a single figure, cloaked in darkness. The figure seemed to pulse with a raw, chaotic energy. Aaron approached, and the crowd parted to let him through. "Who are you?" he asked the figure. "Why do you hold so much power over these people's dreams?" The figure turned, revealing a face that was both familiar and strange. It shifted constantly, taking on the feature of countless individuals. "I am the fear of the unknown," the figure said. "I am the shadow that lurks in every heart. I am what they dream of when they feel lost." Aaron nodded, understanding. "You are a part of humanity that doubts, that hesitates, that fears what it does not understand. You are powerful, but you are not the only force in this dream." The figure's form wavered, its confidence faltering. "They cling to me because I am familiar. It is easier to fear than to hope." Aaron raised his hand, and the dreamscape began to change. The sky lightened, the crumbling city rebuilt itself, and the crashing waves calmed. He turned to the crowd, his voice carrying across the dream. "You have all faced your fears tonight. You have felt the pull of the darkness within you. But dreams are not just a reflection of your fears. They are also a mirror of your deepest desires." He opened his other hand, and a seed of light appeared, glowing brighter than the sun. It floated above the crowd, illuminating their faces, casting away the shadows. "This is the seed of growth," Aaron continued. "It is the hope that lies within each of you. It is a part of your soul that believes in a better tomorrow." The crowd began to stir, their expression softening. The figure of fear shrank back, losing its form, its hold on them weakening. One by one, the people reached out, touching the light. As they did, their dreams changed. They saw visions of their potential futures, a world healed, families reunited, creativity flourishing. They saw the parts of themselves they had forgotten, the parts that longed for connection, for purpose. Aaron stepped back, watching as the light spread, weaving itself into the tapestry of dreams. The fear of the unknown faded away, its powers dissolved by the collective hope of the dreamers. "This is the truth of dreams," Aaron whispered. "They are not just a refuge from reality, but a bridge to our true selves. They show us what we can become if we choose to face the darkness and reach for the light." The dream began to fade, the people slowly walking from their slumber. Aaron watched as the threads of the tapestry glowed brighter than ever, each one pulsating with a renewed sense of purpose. He floated back to his place above the dreaming, feeling a deep, abiding peace. He had guided the dreamers through their fears, helped them find the seeds of growth within themselves. He knew that when they awoke, the world would be a little brighter, a little kinder. Because in the end, Aaron realized dreams were not just a reflection of what was, but a glimpse of what could be. They were seeds of a new beginning, planted in the hearts of those willing to nurture them. Aaron smiled, watching the threads of dreams weave together into a beautiful, endless tapestry. His work was never done, but he was content, knowing that he had helped the world remember its potential. And as the first light of dawn touched the sleeping faces of the dreamers, Aaron whispered softly to them, a final blessing carried in the breeze. May your dreams guide you to the truth of who you are. May they light a path to who you are meant to become.